So I wanted to go into something. Um, I got set up for Burglary 1 the other day. Actually, about a month, man, maybe 2 months ago. Um, I wound up stuck in the county jail for must have been a month and a half, and then they committed me to a mental institution. And the other thing I was going to say is they not only did they commit me to to commit me to a mental institution, but also took legal guardianship of me, all this crap. But I'll just say like this: the guardianship doesn't last very long. But so I was sitting in my room, and all of a sudden there's people screaming out, cops screaming outside, "Come outside, Tanner!" They're pointing guns. I'm just sitting there in my room. I have no idea what the fuck is going on. There's this thing with Olivia Wilde. She ended up coming over to the house. I don't know exactly what happened, but all I can tell you is just that I have no idea. I just have no idea. All I know is that some aliens were talking to me, and some ghosts, and some aliens, and just different, like, it seemed like aliens come to me. I know it sounds crazy, but I sent out that email about the vapor smoke, and then all of a sudden these aliens start coming into my head, and they're like, okay, yes, but just you need to stay away from her. Basically tell me it's a bad idea. It's good, yeah, you like her, but it's not a good idea. You shouldn't do it. I couldn't figure out what was going on, and as soon as she gets there, I don't even know what happened. Something they go, either go outside with your shirt off, or put on some weight before she gets here, trim up and get buff, and I go, all right, whatever. They're like, yeah, she's coming. And it just sounds crazy to me. So she ended up coming around, and then I walked outside with this shirt on. It's like had wrinkles and stuff all over it. And I was like, screw this. And I went back inside the house, and it wasn't 5 minutes till, and I don't even know who did it. I had the spirits come to me and say, when your little girlfriend gets there, Tanner, I want you to take her and go way on down to Mexico, okay, buddy? And then there was ghosts just telling me it wasn't a good idea. I have no idea who did it, but all I know is that and I had visions where I saw demons, talking to me, going, I want you to be afraid of something. I was posting this on Twitter, and I sent out emails where I told them that the aliens were telling me that this was going to be bad, and made a phone call to my aunt and told her that, her father, my grandfather, told me that when she gets here, he wants me to take her and go way on down to Mexico. And I spoke to her, and she goes, Tanner, that it was just made me sad when I spoke to you the other night because you just sound like you're going crazy. And I said, listen, I'm living a crazy life. That's what's going on. And then sure enough, they framed me for Burglary 1 and put me in there on a $20,000 bond. Now, when I was talking to my dad, I'm like, okay. He goes, well, your Aunt Carolyn was with me. And I was like, okay, because see, when they put me in the back of the car, the cop car door was open, and I yelled, and I go, what are they saying I did? And then I was like, what are they saying I did? What are they saying I did? And then they shut the door, and then he pulled up. It was just a very short window of time for him to have pulled up while I was screaming that. But see, I was screaming to them in the yard. My aunt was one of them. And my dad goes, well, she was in the car with me. And I go, okay, supposedly, quote unquote, 30 miles away, which he got there immediately after the cops, and the cops didn't take that long, I know. And goes, well, so and I go, okay, so the cops are there with you, but, so the cops are there with you, so she's there with you, but, lo and behold, I'm yelling to her out the back of the cop car, and then I go, if you were with him, then who was I yelling to in the back of that cop car? And she goes, you must have been yelling to the trees, which means that she knows she's full of shit, and she's telling this lie to because if she was there, then she would have seen that I didn't do all this. They're saying that I tried to pry the door open with a crowbar, but I grabbed the crowbar with a cloth so there's no fingerprints on it, and I threw all these little knives down in there, and I don't know, I guess I touched them all with cloths too, because I didn't touch no knife, and there ain't going to be no fingerprints on any of them. And, I'm really not worried about this going to trial, but this keeps happening. And I spent a month and a half in jail, and I got out of jail, or 2 months, or however long I was in there, and I got out of jail, and I'm fucking depressed as shit because I just had my life fucking thrown into a garbage can. Just like every fucking time I get out of jail, I'm fucking depressed, or I have some kind of serious problem with bitterness, and my whole outlook has been screwed up. And it's, it wasn't like life was perfect before all this shit started, but I was a hell of a lot happier than I am now. And then they sold my car while I was gone. It was actually my car, I own it. But I guess he's got guardianship on me, so I guess he can do that now. Like all the other bullshit that he pulled to get me arrested. For God only knows what reason. Maybe so he can get guardianship on me, because it was all a bunch of bullshit that's been going on that's caused me to get like this. And all this tax money is paid for it. So, the government is really maybe having a hard time, doing it, putting guardianship on me and all that. Or having me committed or whatever without putting me in jail first for some bullshit. I have no idea what's going on, but I will tell you this much. These motherfucking people made shit up. My dad's wife made up lies. Said that I'd called the cops. Made shit up. Okay?